Hello, everyone, and welcome to another forecast. A little different this week. I'm meteorologist Brian Ivy, but we're also alongside Mark Spencer.
Hello, everybody.
We're chatting here about our temperatures that just can't get to that widespread warmth, anything sustained.
That's right, yeah, and you can see here from Monday afternoon, the warmth is really just kind of confined to the Gulf coasts, and then also the southwestern portion of the United States, parts of Arizona and Southern California. They're the ones really only seeing the real, true, consistent warm weather, and that's generally what we would expect this time of year. Again, it's not quite summer yet, about another week and a half before we hit the first day of summer, but like Brian said, we're not seeing that consistent warm heat. We're not seeing that big warm air bubble we sometimes see across the central United States, or even across even portions of the eastern United States. We have some warm days like we saw here Monday afternoon in the parts of the southeastern U.S. and even up in the parts of New England states. But again, not that consistent warm air. And that pattern looks to continue here for the next couple weeks at least. Looking at our short-range future cast here, rounds of rain, nothing severe, thank goodness, especially after a very busy May and early June. But rounds of showers, maybe a few rumbles of thunders across portions of the Dakotas into Minnesota and the western Great Lakes. Also some showers and occasional thunderstorms blossoming up where we typically find them in Georgia and the Carolinas and down to the Florida Panhandle as well. The showers moving across the Great Lakes will eventually affect portions of Michigan, Indiana, Ohio, the Ohio River Valley, and that's going to usher in some cooler air as well as that continues moving off to the northeastern United States towards the latter half of this week.
And we're definitely going to expect some more active weather coming at you. Definitely no big break in terms of that. But we also get a pretty cool stretch here into the work week, in the early portions of the weekend, especially across the east. Look at the warm weather being pushed in across the west, a big ridge of high pressure. And as we buckle the jet stream in the east, there you go, that trough. Very well illustrated here in the green color. That's below average temperatures for sure, from the surface to several thousand feet aloft, all across the Great Lakes, Midwest, Ohio Valley, and even into the Tennessee Valley. That will affect the east with our big abnormal cold stretch due to that dip in the jet stream. Notice this right here. At the 500 millibar, 18,000 foot level in the atmosphere, that's what we look for some troughing, and that's definitely illustrated right there. For summertime, it is a huge trough of low pressure there with some gusty winds aloft in the atmosphere as well over the Great Lakes in towards portions of the I-95 corridor in the northeast. But as we go through the end of next week, especially, we're really going to start to moderate things a lot more. So we're not going to see as much in the way of the big cool stretches, but no big ridge of high pressure really illustrated either. This is kind of a zonal flow pattern, west to east, not tons of buckling in the jet stream, but we're also not really seeing anything in the way of that ridging to get those high temperatures going. Anything widespread. Across the south, sure, you're nice and warm. It's a typical summer, but a lot of 70s where you normally have lower 80s, and where you sometimes get those mid 80s to lower 90s, you're just seeing those low to middle 80s absolutely at best when we get those warm temperatures. But no shortage of rain, that's for sure. More rounds of showers and some thunderstorms, not really looking like anything severe, moving across portions of the Midwest, Wisconsin, and the Great Lakes. This system's going to really form through the end of the week, around Thursday, Friday, into Saturday, and it'll move across the Great Lakes and Ohio Valley. There will be some downpours, but I think a lot of this is going to be showery activity over a few hours, several hours, similar to what we've seen over Sunday and Monday across some of these portions. This could be where you see some of the stronger to severe thunderstorms across the southern portions of the plains in towards the Arklatex and Dixie Alley. It'll be a rainy one for portions of the southeast as well. I don't think a widespread washout for a day or two, but definitely that unsettled active weather pattern will continue across the southern portions of the country and right up into the East Coast as well. And unfortunately, we're going to stay in this wetter pattern.
That's right. And taking a look at our 8 to 14-day precipitation outlook from the Climate Prediction Center, yeah, you kind of see this like river of water almost moving from west to east across the United States. And of course, the best chances for above normal precipitation, not where they need it, the lower Ohio and mid-Mississippi Valley, where they've had plenty of rain already. There's still ongoing flooding across the Arkansas River Valley too. And this is just going to agitate things, especially as all that water slowly makes its way down the Mississippi River into portions of Arkansas and Louisiana. So that is not going to help things too much. Otherwise, dry across portions of central and western Texas, and then where we wouldn't expect it, how about up here in the Pacific Northwest here, where parts of much of Seattle, Portland, Oregon are looking at drier than normal conditions. We usually don't see that this time of year. Usually we're looking at wet conditions there, but this year we're going to see the opposite from what we typically would expect there, with plenty of rain again across the middle Mississippi Valley.
I think anybody that's going to take the drier conditions will certainly enjoy that.
Absolutely.
So, we know you guys in agriculture and landscaping and with different events have really, unfortunately, had a struggle.
Yeah, that's true. And of course, a lot of the farmers are behind with trying to get in the fields and get their crops going. I think crop yields this year are going to be well below normal from what we would typically expect as we get later into the summer into the fall. And that could have a pretty big, impactful event on the economy later this year.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's all that ebb and flow of how we get our averages. Fantastic yields the last couple of years and
Absolutely.
not so much this year. So hopefully you guys get some good luck with that. And if you are looking for that edge with accurate weather information, we'd be so happy to talk to you and help you out with any kind of business that deals with Mother Nature. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and check us out again next week.